Hey guys, welcome back.
Hi.
In today's video, we're going to be looking at classic British food and really asking the question, is it any good or is it really, really shit?
No, sir, I don't like it.
Now, I'm a bit of a foodie. I love really, really good food. I love cooking good food. A lot of these dishes can be made absolutely amazing. What I want to look at today is more the traditional approach of these dishes and see, are they still any good?
Not sure about that.
Now, like most days, we're going to start off with breakfast.
Okay.
Classic English breakfast. The full English breakfast or the full English. Or as you could probably really call it, heart attack on a plate. Now this is quite a substantial meal. You don't want to fuck about with this meal. This is an absolute classic. You get this in hotels all around the world.
Giggity giggity.
There's always some option of a full English breakfast. And to most of us, probably the only time we really do eat a full English breakfast. And for most of us, the fuck's sake. Shit. And for most of us, probably the only time we ever really eat a full English breakfast is when we are in a hotel. Because if we did eat a full English breakfast every day, we probably wouldn't last more than about 2 weeks because we'd be dead. Now, full English breakfast, what does it consist of?
I don't know.
Eggs, bacon, sausages, tomatoes, mushrooms, possibly baked beans, and of course bread. Now the important thing about this breakfast that makes it the amazing dish that it is that it's all fried. Apart from the baked beans, obviously. You don't want fried baked beans, that's weird. But everything's fried, even the bread.
Wait, what?
Bread is basically fried in fat, in grease, in lard, butter. So it soaks up all that fat. Tastes amazing. I would say easily that a full English breakfast is well above 1,000 calories. And probably nearer to 2,000, to be honest, if you have multiple sausages, bacon, eggs, 5 bread pieces.
Are you sure?
It's just an amazing array of food, all fried.
Sweet.
So therefore the taste is out of this world, but it's not a light dish. And the whole thing of breakfast is the most important meal of the day. If you have a full English breakfast, it should really be your only meal of the day because it's so heavily calorific and it's so heavy that it's likely that you won't make it through the morning because you'll probably be asleep. It tastes amazing, but as I said, it's essentially a heart attack on a plate.
It's funny because it's true.
Now moving along with the breakfast theme, something else which is a kind of leftover dish, but again, tastes amazing. Bubble and squeak.
What?
Now you might be saying,
What the fuck is bubble and squeak? Is that like Rice Krispies? Snap, crackle and pop?
what it is leftover potato and cabbage that's then mixed together. I mean, maybe like that, or maybe in a bowl. Obviously, it's got to be fried. We love frying stuff. And so leftover potato and cabbage, traditionally, sometimes it might have onions in it, or to be honest, any other veg that's left over. Whatever there is, all mixed together in this kind of patty and then fried. Again, it tastes amazing. Not just because all the vegetables, which obviously are kind of healthy, but whether you fry it in lard, beef dripping, or butter, it's going to taste amazing. Now, this is British food, so we're not using olive oil, obviously. Not the healthiest of things, but really tasty. And it's something that I think everyone should try.
Yes, sir, I like it.
If you are new here, I'm Daz and I upload videos every Monday and Thursday on the funny and ridiculous side of life, even if you may be struggling with anxiety and depression.
Good for you, Daz. Good for you, Daz.
And if that's the sort of thing you like and you want to come along for the ride, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and the bell notification. And if you are liking the video so far, don't forget to give that like button a little tickle. I'd really appreciate it. I hope you are enjoying the video.
Thank you.
Now moving on, we come to something that's very, very classic and it's more of a snack item. Sausage roll. It's not a sausage in a bread roll, even though that is a sausage roll. That's probably more of a sausage in a roll. I'm now thinking that I'm probably mentioning the word sausage and roll way too many times and no.
Much later.
But a sausage roll is basically a sausage inside pastry. Traditionally, a sausage or sausage meat within a pastry casing and baked.
Imagine how satisfying.
It's that lovely flaky pastry in that hot meaty centre.
Giggity.
Traditionally, it's not the most premium sausage or most premium meat that's used. It's some cheap old shit that goes into them. But it's that combination of fatty pork sausage and lovely crispy pastry that tastes amazing.
It's what we're here to find out.
And the most famous bakery in the UK is called Greggs. And Greggs are probably most famous for their sausage rolls. And I love them. Sausage rolls are amazing. They taste so good. You can make really, really high-end ones with all butter pastry and high-quality meat sausage inside.
Giggity.
But good old traditional British sausage rolls do taste amazing. Now, something else that can be enjoyed as lunch or dinner is probably one of the most classic things that Britain is known for from a food perspective.
Something man and dog can enjoy together.
And that's fish and chips. Britain is known worldwide for fish and chips. Even though you probably have fish and chips in many different countries, it's one of the things that we're known for.
Without really understanding the full context of what it means.
So your chips are chunky, not like French fries, good old chunky chips. The fish in batter, fried, obviously.
That's a relief.
With some salt and vinegar over them. Oh, it's amazing, because basically anything fried tastes amazing. I think traditionally it was probably cooked in beef dripping, so it had that extra flavour. But fried fish and chips is just amazing.
That is insanely cool.
There's a few things that go along with that. One is mushy peas. They're basically peas that have been mushed, hence the name. I mean, the clue's pretty much in the name, really.
That's ridiculous.
There's a couple of other weird things that are offered which are very, very traditional. One is a pickled egg.
Just when I think you've said the stupidest thing ever, you keep talking.
No idea. Don't even ask me why. Pickled egg, very, very traditional. And the other thing is a gherkin. Now, in the US, you probably call it a large pickle. It's like the size of a sausage to go with the fish and chips. And altogether, it's an amazing lunch or dinner. I'm having trouble sort of faulting this one because it's so nice. Probably traditionally overcooked the fish, so it's a bit dry, but it doesn't matter. Everything's dripping in grease anyway, so you're all good from that perspective.
Good thinking.
Something else that's really, really traditional in Britain is sausage and mash, or bangers and mash, as it's sometimes known. And this essentially, it is what it sounds like. It's sausages and mashed potato, and likely with gravy.
Oh, yeah.
This idea can be made so amazingly beautiful and high-end, but the traditional version is some really bland, probably lumpy mash made with just potatoes, milk, and about this much butter. The cheapest, nastiest, crappy sausages with probably about 1% of meat, and then not luscious, rich meat juices base gravy. No, probably Bisto out of a packet, but it goes with the sausage mash.
You know why? Because it's true.
Let's be honest, it tastes nice, but it could be a bit lackluster. Now moving on to one of my favourite dishes around, and that's shepherd's pie. Now this is often confused a lot. There's shepherd's pie and there's cottage pie. Essentially, they're the same dish, but there's one massive difference. Cottage pie is made with beef mince, and shepherd's pie, surprisingly, is made with lamb mince. Shepherd, lamb. The clue's in the name, really. But shepherd's pie and cottage pie are just such amazing comfort food. It's basically minced meat or ground meat, onions, celery, carrots, cooked together in a rich gravy. What's not to like there? And then topped with lovely creamy mashed potato. Put in the oven so that goes crispy and golden. Oh, absolutely amazing.
Are you sure?
Yes.
However, traditionally, low quality meat, generally with minced or ground, generally with ground meat, minced or generally with minced, generally with ground meat as lamb or beef. It's probably the cow or sheep's arse that's been ground up. But that with some vegetables in there and gravy and then the bland mash, like with the sausage and mash, it does taste amazing, even if made badly.
You're a freak.
And then the crowning glory. If we're known for something more than fish and chips, it's roast beef. Sunday roast dinner, the absolute top of the tree for dinners.
You enjoy that, boy.
This is something that has multiple parts. Surprisingly, none fried, but it's an amazing thing. Now, the problem is traditionally it's probably overcooked beef. It's a bit dry, it's a bit chewy, but you got your beef there. Fine. Then you've got your vegetables, whether that's carrots, broccoli, cauliflower, cabbage, whatever they are. Traditionally, really overcooked in water, not steamed, no butter, no seasoning, just really kind of bland, soggy, lifeless, tasteless stuff that goes on the plate. Then you got probably everyone's favourite part of the dinner, the roast potatoes. And traditionally probably cooked in beef dripping, and so they've got that lovely flavour of the beef. They're roast, they're crispy, they're fluffy on the inside. It's kind of hard to get roast potatoes wrong, but they taste amazing, and everyone's favourite part of a roast dinner is the roast potatoes. Yeah! And then finally, to finish it all off, some gravy. Again, traditionally, good old Bisto, out of a packet, boiling water, mix it up, you've got nice thick gravy. It's sort of fake gravy, but it's gravy. The whole taste of it is amazing. You've got that roast beef, you've got those gorgeous potatoes, the bland veg, once it's got the gravy and some salt and pepper, absolutely amazing. Probably well above 1,000 calories because of the sheer number of different things on there, and it's so traditional in Britain, that Sunday roast dinner.
I'm starving.
And like the shepherd's pie, it's a real comfort food. If you've had a bit of a crappy day and you get home and you've got that roast dinner there, it just puts a smile on your face. It really cheers you up. And if you have had a bit of a crappy day or having a bit of a crappy time, then I definitely recommend checking out BetterHelp. They've got an online therapy service. It's one-to-one counselling, and if you enter the code DAZHANDS, you'll get 10% off. I'll put a link in the description so you can check it out.
Do it. Do it.
Now, of course, at the end of the meal, what are you going to have? Dessert.
My God, are you still talking?
There are so many, but I want to talk about just a few. And firstly, jam roly-poly. This takes you back to school dinners, and it's something you have with custard. Technically, it's a bit of a weird idea, because it's made with suet.
Okay, what?
Now, suet is essentially beef fat. So you're making a dessert using beef fat. Weirdly, beef fat that's also used to cook the roast potatoes, and probably to fry everything in as well.
Stupid is, stupid does.
Beef suet is used, and you make a kind of a pastry, put jam on it, roll it up, and then you steam it or bake it in the oven.
Later that same evening.
And you get this sort of soft pudding kind of consistency with the jam, and that with then some custard. Absolutely amazing. Along the same idea is something which has got the most ridiculous name, and it's hilarious, obviously. It's called spotted dick. Normally, if you have spotted dick, I would suggest getting down the clinic pretty damn fast, get some cream or some antibiotics. But spotted dick, the dessert, kind of the same as jam roly-poly, in that you make the suet pudding dough stuff, and then you add in generally sultanas, currants, raisins, that kind of thing. Mix it all up, and then you steam it. So it's this kind of light-ish, because it's made of beef fat pudding, but with the fruit in there. And again, you have that with custard, and it's just, oh, it's so like the jam roly-poly. Really tasty and classic British dish.
I can deny it no longer.
And finally, almost the crowning glory of British desserts, bread and butter pudding. This just takes everything that you have and puts it together. Bread, and you butter it. You know, not exactly rocket science there. And you kind of layer it in a dish, sprinkle over sultanas, raisins, currants, pour over custard, and bake it in the oven. So the custard, the soft bread with the butter and some sugar in there, and the raisins, and oh, amazing. Highly calorific, not the most healthy.
I'm cool with it.
But I definitely recommend you try all of these desserts. You can find the recipes everywhere on the internet. It's not difficult. Now let me know in the comments, what's your favourite classic British dish? Do you have any favourites? Have I missed any out that you really like? Let me know in the comments. If you have enjoyed the video and you haven't already, I'd love you to subscribe down here. It does mean a lot to me. And thank you everyone who has recently. And I've got another cheeky video for you up here. And remember, do not take life too seriously, because there's enough bizarre, crazy shit going on in the world. Weird food, weird stuff. See you next time. Bye.